There is a silent signal that the human body sends when a critical internal system begins to fail. It's not a sharp pain or a sudden illness. Instead, it's a feeling of persistent fullness, a heaviness in the abdomen that doesn't go away, no matter what you eat or how little. Most people ignore it, blaming it on age, a slow metabolism, or a heavy meal from the night before. They live with it, accepting it as their new normal. But this feeling is anything but normal. It is a quiet alarm, a warning that the body's natural rhythm of cleansing and renewal is slowing to a dangerous crawl. This isn't just about discomfort. It's an indicator that the very engine of your vitality is becoming clogged, losing its power day by day, and almost no one recognizes this sign for what it truly is, a call for help from deep within. Thousands of people wake up with this sensation every single morning. They feel bloated before their first sip of coffee. They struggle to button their pants, feeling a constant nagging pressure that drains their energy and clouds their mind. They go through their day feeling sluggish, irritable, and weighed down, as if carrying an invisible burden. The frustration of visiting the bathroom and feeling that the process is incomplete only adds to the mental and physical strain. This daily struggle is often dismissed as a minor inconvenience, but the most frightening part is that this chronic state is the body's way of showing that its fundamental ability to move, process, and eliminate is being compromised. It's a sign of stagnation, and where there is stagnation in the body, overall health begins to decline in ways you are about to understand. This feeling of being constantly stuck is not a life sentence, nor is it a simple matter of eating less. It is a language. Your body is communicating a specific problem with its internal transit system, a process as vital to your health as your own heartbeat. When this system slows down, everything else is affected, from your energy levels and mood to your ability to absorb nutrients and even think clearly. For decades, we have been taught to focus on external symptoms, often reaching for quick fixes that only mask the problem, or in many cases, make it worse over the long term. But the key to true lightness and vitality lies not in silencing the signal, but in learning to understand what it means. Almost no one was ever taught how to interpret these messages from their gut, until now. In the next few minutes, you will discover why this internal slowdown happens and how to gently and effectively restore your body's natural flow. This knowledge is not about a restrictive diet or a punishing exercise routine. It's about reconnecting with the body's innate intelligence. It's about turning that feeling of heaviness into a feeling of lightness, that fatigue into vibrant energy, and that frustration into a sense of control over your own well-being. This is the first step toward reclaiming the comfort you deserve to feel in your own skin. Before we continue, write in the comments where you are watching from and subscribe. This channel is about the silent signals your body sends that no one explains to you. Let's begin this journey to understanding together. To understand what's happening, we must look past the symptoms of bloating and heaviness and venture deeper into a silent, rhythmic world within. The common belief is that this discomfort comes from an accumulation of undigested food, a simple traffic jam. But the truth is far more elegant and fundamental. The issue isn't a blockage, it's a loss of rhythm. Your digestive tract is not a passive tube, but a highly intelligent, muscular organ designed to move in a constant, coordinated dance. This process, a series of gentle, wave-like contractions, is what propels everything forward smoothly and efficiently. When you feel that persistent fullness, it's a sign that this internal dance has slowed to a near halt. The music has faded and the natural flow has been lost, leaving everything to stagnate. The real question is not what is stuck, but why the movement itself has stopped. Imagine your intestinal tract as a long, winding river. In a healthy state, this river flows with a steady current, carrying everything downstream effortlessly until it reaches its final destination. The water is clear and the banks are clean. But what happens when the river's flow weakens? The current becomes sluggish, and sediments that should be washed away begin to settle and accumulate along the banks. The water becomes stagnant. This is precisely what happens inside your body. The problem is not the sediment itself, but the lack of force in the current needed to move it. Forcing it out with harsh measures is like trying to dynamite a logjam. It might clear the immediate blockage, but it damages the riverbanks and does nothing to restore the natural, healthy flow that prevents future problems. This internal current is driven by a biological process of muscular waves. Think of it as a gentle, continuous squeeze that moves from one section of the intestine to the next, guiding its contents along the path. This action is an automatic reflex, something the body is designed to do without any conscious effort. However, this reflex is not unconditional. It requires a specific trigger to begin. The muscular walls of the intestine need something to push against. They need a certain volume and texture to signal them, it's time to move. Without this signal, the muscles remain dormant, the waves cease, and the entire system enters a state of inertia. You are about to understand the simple secret to providing that signal, a secret that has nothing to do with complex formulas or artificial stimulants. The first and most crucial element for creating this signal is dietary fiber. Fiber acts like a natural sponge inside your digestive system. There are two types that work in perfect harmony. Insoluble fiber, found in things like whole grains and vegetables, doesn't dissolve in water. Instead, it adds bulk to waste matter. This bulk is what provides the physical presence needed to press against the intestinal walls, initiating those crucial wave-like contractions. Then there is soluble fiber, found in oats, nuts, and fruits like apples. It dissolves in water to form a soft, gel-like substance. This gel softens everything, making its passage smooth and easy. Together they create the ideal stimulus, a soft, bulky mass that tells your body it's time to gently and completely clear the system. But fiber alone is like a dry sponge. It's useless without the second critical component, water. Proper hydration is the master key that unlocks the power of fiber and restores the entire system's flow. When you are even slightly dehydrated, your body, in its infinite wisdom, will do whatever it takes to conserve water. One of the primary places it draws water from is the colon. It will literally pull moisture out of the waste matter sitting there, leaving it dry, hard, and incredibly difficult to move. This is why you can eat all the fiber in the world, but if you are not adequately hydrated, you can inadvertently make the problem worse, creating a dense, immovable mass. Water is not just for thirst. It is the essential lubricant for your body's internal engine, ensuring everything glides smoothly. This fundamental connection between fiber, hydration, and bowel regularity is not a fringe theory. It is a cornerstone of human physiology supported by decades of research. Institutions like Harvard Health and the World Health Organization consistently emphasize that a diet rich in plant-based fibers and adequate fluid intake is the foundation of digestive wellness. They point out that for many people experiencing chronic sluggishness, the solution isn't found in a bottle of laxatives, but in returning to these simple biological necessities. The human body is designed to work in harmony with nature. When we provide it with the raw materials, it evolved to use natural fibers and pure water. It knows exactly what to do. The system is not broken, it is simply waiting for the right instructions. So the feeling of being stuck is not a sign of a fundamental flaw, but rather a communication breakdown. Your body has been deprived of the basic signals it needs to perform its natural cleansing rhythm. It's like an orchestra waiting for the conductor to give the signal to begin playing. The musicians are ready, the instruments are tuned, but the cue is missing. The heaviness you feel is the silence of an orchestra that has forgotten its cue. By understanding the roles of fiber and water, you are learning how to become that conductor, capable of restoring the beautiful natural symphony of your body's internal flow, turning stagnation and discomfort into a feeling of lightness and effortless function. Now that you understand the internal mechanics, the path to restoring your body's natural rhythm becomes remarkably clear. It begins not with a complex regimen, but with a single foundational habit: strategic hydration. The first thing your body needs upon waking is water. Think of your internal system after a night of sleep as a dry, dormant garden. Before you can plant seeds or expect anything to grow, you must first moisten the soil. A large glass of room temperature water in the morning does precisely this. It rehydrates your tissues, awakens your digestive tract, and prepares the entire pathway for the day ahead. This simple act is a gentle signal, a quiet announcement to your body that a new cycle is beginning, turning on the internal switch from rest to active function long before you even think about breakfast. With the system awakened and lubricated, the next step is to provide the gentle physical cue that initiates movement. This is where the powerful combination of fiber and water comes into play, working in perfect harmony. A morning meal that includes sources of both soluble and insoluble fiber is the ideal catalyst. For instance, fruits like papaya or prunes, combined with a spoonful of oats or ground flaxseed, create the perfect stimulus. The insoluble fiber adds the necessary bulk like a soft brush cleaning the intestinal walls, while the soluble fiber forms a gel, ensuring everything passes smoothly. This isn't about a rigid recipe, but about understanding a principle, providing a soft, substantial volume that your intestinal muscles can grip and propel forward. It's the natural, biological signal your body has been waiting for. Consider the story of a 68-year-old man who had resigned himself to a life of constant bloating and discomfort, believing it was an irreversible part of aging. He started a simple morning ritual: a glass of water upon waking, followed 30 minutes later by a small bowl of oatmeal mixed with a tablespoon of flaxseed and a few pieces of stewed prune. There was no sudden, dramatic change. Instead, over the first week, he noticed a subtle shift. The feeling of pressure in his abdomen began to lessen. By the second week, his morning bathroom visits became more predictable and complete. Within a month, the chronic heaviness that had plagued him for years was replaced by a sense of lightness he thought he had lost forever. His story shows that recovery is not about force, but about consistency and providing the body with the simple tools it needs to heal itself. Once your body has the right materials inside, the next step is to encourage them to move. This is where gentle, consistent physical activity becomes a powerful ally. A short walk, particularly after a meal, can dramatically enhance your body's natural digestive rhythm. This is due to a phenomenon known as the gastrocolic reflex. In simple terms, the act of eating signals the colon to begin moving to make space for incoming food. Walking amplifies this signal. It uses the gentle motion of your own body, the contraction of your abdominal muscles, and the movement of your diaphragm to physically massage your intestines. It's like giving a gentle, rhythmic push to a swing. It doesn't require great effort, just timely assistance to maintain momentum and flow. This is why a simple 20-minute walk can be more beneficial for digestive regularity than an hour of strenuous, infrequent exercise. The goal is not to exhaust the body, but to stimulate it. Imagine the difference between letting a meal sit heavily in your stomach while you remain sedentary versus the feeling of lightness that comes from moving your body. The walk helps prevent stagnation, encourages gas to pass, and activates the very peristaltic waves needed to keep the internal river flowing smoothly. This simple habit is one of the most effective ways to reclaim that feeling of comfort and energy you deserve, turning the post-meal slump into a period of gentle, revitalizing activity that supports your entire system from the inside out. Beyond diet and movement, there is another powerful tool for restoring balance: establishing a predictable rhythm. The human body thrives on routine. It is governed by an internal clock that regulates everything from sleep to hunger. You can leverage this to retrain your digestive system. One of the most effective practices is to set aside a consistent time each day, ideally in the morning, to sit on the toilet for 5 to 10 minutes. This should be a calm, unhurried time, without straining or pressure. The best window is often about 30 minutes after breakfast, as this capitalizes on the heightened activity of the gastrocolic reflex. This practice isn't about forcing a result, it's about creating a conditioned response. Over time, this consistent ritual sends a powerful signal to your brain and your gut, creating a predictable appointment for elimination. It teaches your body that this is the safe and appropriate time to relax and release. Many people spend their days ignoring their body's subtle cues because they are too busy, which effectively trains the body to suppress those signals. By creating a dedicated daily routine, you are doing the opposite. You are honoring your body's needs and re-establishing a clear line of communication. It's a simple, respectful practice that can, over weeks, restore a sense of predictability and control, freeing you from the anxiety and discomfort of an irregular and unpredictable system. However, this journey toward lightness and internal harmony can be easily derailed by a few common yet critical mistakes. The most prevalent of these is the belief that quick relief is the best solution. Many people, desperate for an end to their discomfort, turn to over-the-counter stimulant laxatives. This approach is like using a loud alarm to force a tired muscle to work. Initially, it gets a response, but over time, the muscle becomes desensitized. The intestinal walls, which are meant to respond to the gentle, natural signals of fiber and water, begin to ignore them. They start to wait for the artificial shout of the laxative, creating a cycle of dependency. The long-term consequence is a digestive system that has forgotten its own rhythm, becoming even more sluggish and unresponsive than before. The correction is to shift your mindset from forcing an outcome to nurturing a process. Instead of irritating the intestinal walls into action, the goal is to provide them with the right tools to function independently. This means consistently supplying the soft bulk of fiber and the essential lubrication of water. To accelerate this healing process, you can introduce prebiotic-rich foods into your diet. Sources like garlic, onions, asparagus, and slightly unripe bananas act as fuel for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A healthy gut microbiome doesn't just aid digestion. Research suggests it plays a vital role in regulating bowel motility. By nourishing these allies, you are turning your gut from a passive channel into a thriving, intelligent ecosystem that actively helps restore its own natural, effortless rhythm. Another widespread error is the intuitive but incorrect reaction to bloating, drinking less liquid. When you feel full and distended, the last thing you might want is to add more volume to your system. But this is a critical misunderstanding of the body's mechanics. That feeling of bloating is often a direct result of dehydration within the colon. When your body is low on water, it reclaims every possible drop from the waste matter sitting in your large intestine. This process leaves the stool dry, hard, and stagnant, which then ferments and produces gas. By restricting your fluid intake, you are essentially pouring sand into an engine that desperately needs oil, exacerbating the very problem you are trying to solve and creating a cycle of increasing discomfort. The solution is to embrace strategic and consistent hydration, especially between meals, to ensure your system remains well lubricated. The accelerator to make this practice even more powerful is the addition of electrolytes. A simple pinch of unrefined sea salt or a squeeze of fresh lemon juice into your morning water can make a significant difference. These additions provide essential minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, which are crucial for nerve signaling and muscle function. The peristaltic waves that move waste through your intestines are, at their core, a series of muscular contractions. Electrolytes are the spark that helps power these contractions, ensuring the signals from your brain to your gut are transmitted clearly and effectively. This simple enhancement turns your water from a simple lubricant into an active promoter of digestive function. Finally, a common pitfall is the all-or-nothing approach to fiber. After learning about its benefits, many people make the mistake of drastically increasing their fiber intake overnight. They might go from a low-fiber diet to consuming large quantities of whole grains, legumes, and raw vegetables all at once. This sudden shift can overwhelm the digestive system, which is not accustomed to processing so much roughage. The result is often the opposite of what was intended: increased gas, painful cramping, and severe bloating. This discomfort can be so discouraging that it leads people to abandon this beneficial habit altogether, mistakenly believing that fiber doesn't work for them. The body needs time to adapt to any significant dietary change. The proper correction is to introduce fiber gradually. Start by adding a single serving of a high-fiber food, like a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or a bowl of oatmeal, to your daily routine. Maintain this for a week, allowing your gut microbiome to adjust before adding more. To accelerate this transition and make it smoother, you can incorporate natural digestive enzymes into your diet. Fruits like papaya and pineapple are rich in papain and bromelain, enzymes that assist in breaking down proteins and can help soothe the digestive tract. This is like providing your internal system with a support crew, helping it manage the new, healthier materials more efficiently and ensuring your journey to a high-fiber diet is comfortable, sustainable, and ultimately successful. As you begin to consistently apply these simple foundational principles, a profound transformation unfolds, one that extends far beyond the bathroom. Imagine waking up not to a familiar sense of heaviness and pressure, but to a feeling of genuine lightness. Your abdomen feels calm and comfortable, not tight and distended. This internal peace radiates outward, infusing your entire day. The persistent, low-grade fatigue that once clouded your mornings begins to lift, replaced by a clear, steady stream of energy that lasts. You no longer feel weighed down by your own body. Instead, you feel a renewed sense of partnership with it, a harmony that allows you to move through your day with ease and confidence. This isn't a sudden miracle. It's the natural result of restoring a fundamental biological rhythm, a return to the way your body was always meant to function. This renewed vitality ripples into every aspect of your life. The mental fog that often accompanies digestive distress starts to clear, allowing for sharper focus and a more positive outlook. The irritability born from constant discomfort gives way to a calmer, more patient demeanor. Simple pleasures, like enjoying a meal with loved ones, are no longer tainted by the fear of bloating and pain that might follow. You find yourself saying yes more often to a walk in the park, to playing with grandchildren, to activities you once avoided because you simply didn't have the energy. This is the true promise of a well-functioning system. Not just physical relief, but the freedom to fully engage with your life, to be present and vibrant in the moments that matter most. The comfort you feel in your own skin becomes the foundation for a richer, more joyful existence. What you are reclaiming is not just regularity, but autonomy. For so long, you may have felt that your body was working against you, an unpredictable system that dictated your comfort and your plans. Now you understand its language. You recognize that the signals it was sending, the bloating, the sluggishness, were not signs of failure but simple requests for the right tools. By providing fiber, water, and movement, you are not forcing your body into submission. You are honoring its design. You are stepping back into the role of a wise caretaker, nurturing a natural process rather than fighting a symptom. This shift in perspective is empowering. It replaces anxiety with confidence and helplessness with a deep-seated knowledge that you hold the keys to your own well-being. The journey begins not with a giant leap, but with a single, conscious step. As you reflect on what you have learned, ask yourself a simple question. What is one small change you can make today? It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul of your life overnight. Perhaps it's the decision to start your morning with a large glass of room temperature water. Maybe it's adding a tablespoon of flaxseed to your breakfast or committing to a gentle 10-minute walk after dinner. The power lies not in the magnitude of the action, but in the intention behind it. Choose one thing that feels achievable and sustainable for you. This single act is a message to your body, a message that you are listening, that you are ready to work with it, and that a new, more comfortable chapter is beginning. Remember, your body possesses an incredible, innate capacity for balance and self-regulation. It is not designed to be in a state of chronic discomfort. The feeling of lightness, energy, and effortless function is your natural birthright, not a distant memory. By consistently providing the simple elements it needs, you are gently guiding it back to its optimal state. You are restoring a flow that was merely interrupted, not broken. The path forward is one of patience, consistency, and kindness to yourself. Every glass of water, every fibrous meal, and every step you take is an investment in a future where you feel fully at home in your body, free from the burden that has held you back for far too long. This is the beginning of your return to a lighter, more vibrant you. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not provide medical diagnosis or treatment. For health-related decisions, please consult a qualified professional. The knowledge you've gained today is meant to empower you with a deeper understanding of your body's natural processes. The choices you make from here on can be informed by this understanding, creating a foundation for lasting wellness. We encourage you to use this information as a starting point for a conversation with a trusted healthcare provider who can help you tailor these principles to your unique individual needs. Your health is your most valuable asset, and making informed, collaborative decisions is the surest path to protecting and enhancing it for years to come.